Hi everybody. Okay, so what I know today was kind of interesting. Not really interesting. Um, to be honest, it hasn't been really interesting for a while, but okay. We finally get past the party, so now the fallout continues. Um, everybody's worried about what they're gonna do to protect themselves, and the interesting part for that was Nikki asked Jack if Victor was involved, and he said, "I think he is," because I talked about the revenge he wants to get on Jack, but also, um, Phyllis gave the program to Victor in hopes of getting the company or getting Jabot to run for herself. Remember? Okay. So, and then the other thing is we see finally we saw Claire and Kyle together because apparently he had invited her to the launch party, but she didn't show up. And he wanted to tell her something, but he was afraid because he said, "We've had a good relationship so far, and I don't want the information I'm going to tell you to ruin that." But then he laid out his theory that he thinks her grandfather is involved, and she jumped to his defense and said, "Well, do you have any proof?" And he said, "No, but I know your grandfather." So she said, "Okay, no, you don't have any proof," meaning it could be somebody else. Um, but we all know that it was um, Victor, that he was involved because he's the one who told Adam to let it happen during the launch party. So, okay. I'm gonna talk about something else that I don't normally talk about because most of the time some of the stuff I say is speculation because I always say it depends on how they decide to go. Okay. And I always give you two avenues at least, maybe three, depending on what I know at the time. Because I say it could go this way, that way, and the other way. This one I can kind of see what they're trying to do here. Okay. So, and this part of it might be a small leap, but a very small leap. Okay. So, Claire and Kyle are working their way back to each other. That's what I believe. But also, I think that somebody in the writer's room, whatever, might think that's a little too easy of a plot. So, the way they're going to change it or thicken it or however you want to say it is they're going to throw in Audra because um, Sally and Audra were talking today about Audra was sorry she couldn't be there for the launch party, yada yada yada, right? So then she goes on about how Kyle, I can't wait for Kyle to get his and all this stuff. And Sally says, "Wow, you seem preoccupied with Kyle and what happens to him." And then Audrey tries to cover up and say, "Well, it's not because I like him. No, it's because I just want to see karma. I believe in karma, and I want him to get his karma." And I'm like, I can see it too. She likes him, even though, well, okay. There's two parts to it. I believe. Um, she likes him and she wants to get back with him. And the reason why I separate those two things is because you can like somebody, but doesn't mean you want to be with them. Okay. So she has both parts. She likes him and she wants to be with him. And because of that, she's jealous of anybody who he likes or likes him back. So that's why, another reason why she doesn't like Claire. I think the overarching reason is, of course, because she doesn't like Claire because she thinks of her as too naive, you know, and so maybe that's why she didn't like her. But ultimately, the reason why she didn't like her is because she's taken. her person, or who Audra wants to be her person. Because and the reason why I also agree with this logic is because remember she was with Nate for a while. I mean, they were serious, and I thought they were going to get married for real. And then, she lied to him big time, and it broke everything apart. Okay, now after that, she was not that sad when she was sad for a time, but then she kind of fought for the relationship, but she didn't fight for the relationship. So, and I think that if push came to shove, she would really fight for a relationship with Kyle. Therefore, there's my theory. And also, I think they're pitting the two of them together for against each other for a fight because I mean, like I said, Audra has already insulted Claire multiple times, and so if she really wanted Kyle and it came down to like a love triangle thing, then she would fight. I believe she would fight for him. So yeah, that adds more fuel to the fire of the thing. But the sad part is, those two pieces were the only storylines today. So it's basically one storyline. And then, well, the continuation of one storyline and kind of the beginning, but also the continuation of another storyline. Because until Audra gives up on Kyle completely, the storyline will never die. And also, I mean, we've all heard about it, right? There's the girl that if you're a guy, well, and straight. Okay, but anyway, um, there's the guy you should be with, or the girl you should be with, and then there's the girl that you want to be with, but society as a whole tells you shouldn't be with for whatever reason. So, okay. Bye, everybody.